Hi guys, I'm Tara, and so how many of you guys like to eat food? Yeah, everybody? So how do we know like what's in our food? If the food we're eating is good for us or providing us with the kind of energy and stuff that we need? Doesn't really know.
Nutrition label.
Yeah, the nutrition facts label. Where did that pen go?
It's on the second right.
Oh. Okay, so we have this handy little tool called the nutrition facts label, and it's on all foods, even like restaurant foods. You can find it online. They have information for everything. It's required. So we're just going to use this one for this presentation. It's for strawberries. And is anybody like intimidated by nutrition facts label? Do you guys know how to read it? Kind of. You know what it means a little bit? Yeah. Okay, so why the nutrition facts label is important is because we eat every day to sustain our lives. It's important. And it's important for our health so that we know the kinds of foods that we're eating and that it's good for us and that it's giving us the right energy. And it helps us make good decisions when you're comparing foods and trying to see which one is a better decision to eat. And it's a resource that's there for a reason. They wouldn't just put it on food just because they feel like it. You know, it's there for people to use. So yeah. So first of all, we're gonna learn how to read the nutrition facts label. And the first step is to just identify the food item. What is it? What's the brand? What's the flavor? This is just to bring like awareness and like consciousness about it, just so that you know what to expect. If it's like a vegetable, you wouldn't expect to see like something that you would in like a meat product or something like that, just for consciousness. And step 2 is to locate the nutrition facts label. Where is it? Is it on the back? Is it on the front? Is it not even there? Do you have to maybe look it up online? Is it underneath? Sometimes it's like under the lid of something. So just locate it. And then step 3 is the serving size. So somewhere on there it'll say like how many ounces or grams or cups the actual like food product is, and then the serving size will be hopefully it's the actual container or whatever, because sometimes the serving size and the actual package are not the same. Like for instance, if you're eating a Pop-Tart, the serving size is 1 pastry, but in the package it comes with 2, which can throw people off a little bit. So when you're reading the nutrition facts label, it's for that 1 serving. So you have to make sure you realize how much of the actual product is that 1 serving. And sometimes it can be a little hard because it's like in ounces or grams and you might not know how to convert that. But there's tools. You can use like a scale, a food scale or something like that. And this is just to make sure that you're eating the appropriate amount. It's the first thing on there for a reason. And then step 4 is to find the calories. So this is the total amount of energy in a serving. It's like, it shouldn't be too high, but if it's like a whole meal, then it's probably going to be a little bit higher. And then step 5 is the macronutrients. So this is just basics on how to do it. There's a whole lot that you can do with the nutrition facts label, but just for the basics, macronutrients are the source of the calories and the energy. It's what's making up the calories. There are fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, and most foods will naturally contain some of all of them. And some foods are better sources than others, like avocados are clearly going to have more fat, and bread's obviously going to have more carbs. Okay, so fat. You want to keep it low to moderate. You don't want too much fat, but you also don't want too little because we do need fat in our diets. So you want to keep saturated fats low though, because those are not the healthiest fats. They're going to naturally be in stuff like cheese, and things like that, which is okay in like moderation. You just don't want saturated fat numbers to be super high. Obviously, this is strawberry, so it's not going to have any fat. Trans fat, you don't want any trans fat. It's not good for you. It's not natural. And mono and polyunsaturated fats are actually good fats. So if it's on their nutrition facts label and it says like 1 or 2 grams, it's not a bad thing. It's typically going to be in like things like peanut butter or like coconut products and like avocados and stuff, and like oils and stuff. That's where you'll find the mono and polyunsaturated fats. And then carbohydrates. So you want to keep these low to moderate. They are a big like source of the energy that you get. And fiber and sugar are the 2 components of carbohydrates, and you want fiber to be relatively high and then sugar to be relatively low, unless it's like a natural source like from fruit or something like that. And then protein, which you want moderate to high. Too much protein can be not good, but protein is relatively good for you. So, and then step 6 is the micronutrients and the other categories. Most nutrition facts labels will have these 4 micronutrients of vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, which you relatively want to be high. And then cholesterol and sodium you don't want to be too high. But cholesterol will naturally be found in like animal products, so there's going to be some there anyways. So even if you see like 1 gram on there, don't be scared about that. And those are just some places like fruits and vegetables are going to have a lot of vitamin A and C, and red meats are going to have a lot of iron, dairy products will have calcium. And then step 7 is the % daily value. These can be used as like a guideline or a shortcut when you're just quickly like comparing 2 things. You can just see which one may have more. It makes comparing a lot easier, but it's based off a 2,000 calorie diet, which doesn't adhere to everybody because not everybody is required to eat 2,000 calories a day. It depends on your body type and a lot of other things. But it is a good shortcut and can be really handy sometimes. So we're going to compare some food items. We're going to compare Frosted Flakes and Honey Nut Cheerios. So you guys can like work together if you want, or work by yourself. It doesn't matter. Just take a look at both nutrition facts labels and kind of compare them to see maybe which one is the better choice. And remember all the things that we like said should be a little bit lower, a little bit higher. And if you even want to make it easier, maybe compare it with the % daily values, if that's easier. Okay, so which one was higher? I mean, what about like calories? What did you find?
Same.
Yeah, they're the same. And what about the serving size? Sorry, I should have started with that. Yeah, 3/4 cup. So when you're like going for a box of the cereal, don't just like pour it out, like kind of measure it out. I know that's like kind of hard, but and then what about fat? What did you guys find for fat?
Honey Nut Cheerios has more.
Yeah. Which is that a good thing or like a bad thing? Does it matter? Yeah, it has a good fat because it has nut. So when it's coming from stuff like nuts, then that's a good source of fat. And you can see that also has the poly and the monounsaturated fats. And then what about sodium and cholesterol? Yeah, Frosted Flakes had just a little bit less sodium, and then they both didn't have any cholesterol. And then potassium, which not every nutrition facts label is required to have potassium, but this one did. And then you saw that Honey Nut Cheerios had higher for that. And then what about for carbs and fiber and sugar?
Frosted Flakes at 26 grams.
Yeah, so Frosted Flakes was a little bit higher, and they're pretty similar in the sugar, but you can see that Frosted Flakes has a lot less. It says less than 1 gram of fiber, and Honey Nut Cheerios has more fiber. And then protein, would you guys see that Honey Nut Cheerios has a little bit more? So if you were picking in the morning between these two, which one do you think would be like the better decision? Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios. So, do you guys have any questions or anything? Was that easy enough? Yeah, it's kind of the basics. It's just good to know how to be able to read these things. So are my references, and that's it. Thank you.